don't think, yes, I can do it. Yeah. Oh, hello. How are all of you guys? Oh, I'm very excited. I'm glad you've come to join me today because I am being very, very clever. My name is Fairy Trina and it's so lovely to have you here in my house in Fairyland. Do you know what I'm doing? I'm practicing my numbers. I'm doing my mathematics. You see this? Have you ever done anything like this before? It's what? 1 plus 1. 2 plus 1. 2 plus 2, that's going to be really difficult. 3 plus 2, that's going to be really hard for me. And then 4 plus 1 and 3 plus 3, probably that's just going to be absolutely too hard to do. So my very special witch friend, Sparkle Bottom, she's given me something really lovely. Can you see this? She's got lollies in a plate to help me count. And she said that I'm not allowed to eat them, because I've got to use them for counting. And I said I was very good. It's just if I had visitors, people like you might eat them, but I wouldn't eat them. So you can't eat them, okay? But you can help me do the first one and we'll see if we get it right. What's the first one? What does it say? That's right. 1 plus 1. I'm gonna measure it out in the lollies. 1 plus 1. What's that? 1, 2. Oh, I got that one right. I'll put a 2. A 2. Okay. Now the next one says 2 plus 1. That's easy. We can do this because I've already got 2 lollies and then I've just got to have one more. That makes what? 1, 2, 3. All right. Don't yell it. You may know how to count in, but I don't just yet. That's why I'm doing this. 3. 2 plus 2. Oh, that's getting hard. 2 plus 2. Okay, 1 and 2. 1 and 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're doing really well. I'm so good at this. Okay, now we get into the really tricky ones. This one says 3 plus 2. I've got to figure that one out. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. What? No. I'm not eating nothing. I don't have nothing in my mouth. I didn't take a lolly. I've got nothing. See? There's nothing on my tongue. Shh. You're interrupting me. I'm counting. 3 plus 2. 1, 2, 3 plus 2. I put it on the table. I didn't put it in my mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now it's going to get tricky. I'm just going to put them back in here so I can do it. Let's have a look. The next one says 4 plus 1. That's going to be hard. Look. 1, 4 plus 1. What? I don't have nothing. What do you mean? How did that get there? Was that you? Did you just put that in my mouth? Okay, that's going to be very hard. Well, that's going to make it hard for me to count now because you stuck that in my mouth. Yes, you did. What am I going to do? I may as well just eat that one then. Because if it's in my mouth, I can't give it to you because that's germs. I'm going to do my maths. 4 plus 1. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Oh no. Somehow, I don't know what happened, but the lollies must have just disappeared. And now I can't finish doing my mathematics. What am I going to do? You'll help me? Will you? Do you know how to do it? Okay, guys. What's 4 plus 1? Can you count for me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, fantastic. I'll put that one down. We've only got one more if you can help me. 3 plus 3. Are you ready? Let's try and count it. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. 6. I can't believe how clever you are. 6. There, I'm going to give myself a big tick because I'm sure they're right, and a big smiley face with lots of hair. Thank you so much, guys. I'll put these in here and I'll just save them for later. Would you like a story because you were so clever in helping me? Well, the story I'm going to tell you is about 3 very nice children called Louise, Joe and Jim. And Louise, Joe and Jim were very, very nice to all the plants and all the creatures and all the animals in nature. They loved going for walks. Do you like going for walks? And when they did, if they saw a caterpillar that needed help, they would carefully look after the caterpillar. If they saw a worm after a rain shower that was in the middle of the pavement, they would carefully pick him up and put him back in the mud. And if they saw beautiful toadstools, would they kick them over? Of course not. They would look after them because that's where the fairies like to sit. Well, one day their mum was so happy because they had been helping her hang out the washing and help her do the cleaning of the house that she had a treat. Louise, Joe and Jim, she said, I'm going to give you all $10. $10 each, they said. That's amazing. Why? There's a special fair on, said their mummy, and you can go all by yourselves. You just have to walk down the road to the fair and you can spend your money on whatever you like, but only go for 40 minutes and then you've got to come home for dinner. Woohoo! They said, that's so exciting. And they put on their hats and they put on their scarves and their coats because it was a bit windy and chilly. And they grabbed their money and off they went. For as they were walking, they were terribly excited. They couldn't stop talking. What do you think you're going to spend your money on? Said Louise. Oh, said Joe, I've been thinking about this. Lots of candy floss because that's my favourite. I know what I'm going to do, said Jim. If they've got those special games where you've got to fish and see if you can catch something, I'm going to do the fishing game. I think I'm going to have some ice cream, said Louise. $10 each, that's so much, they said. But there was a very naughty goblin called Wapiti who was hiding behind a tree picking blackberries. And when he heard them talk about money, blackberries, one for me, one for my pot, money? Who said money? Shh! He crept behind the tree and he listened and he watched. Oh, $10 have you? He said. Oh, I can see it in their hands. That's what I need. $10. Right, are you ready, fingers? We better do a spell. Are you ready? Wind, I want you to blow. I want you to blow so hard that the money comes out of their fingers and floats up into the air. And then I want you to blow all that money onto my doorstep in Fairyland in my house. I'm going to be rich, he said. And he began to wiggle his fingers. Just then, the children felt a strange wind blowing. Oh, where's that wind come from, they said, and they grabbed their hats, but the wind was so strong their hats went flying through the sky, and as they reached out to grab it, the money went flying out of their houses. Quick, said Jim, quick, let's go and find it, run, run, run. They ran as fast as they could, but they could not catch that money. It was so fast, it flew on the ground and then it did somersaults in the air just as they thought they were about to catch it. another gust of wind came and blew that money out of their hands right up to the top of the trees. The children jumped and they ran and they ran. It was no good. The money had gone. "Oh dear, oh no," they said. "What are we going to do? All our money has gone. We don't even have $1 left. We can't go to the fair now. We'll just have to go home. What a bit of bad luck," they thought. "Ah," said the goblin. "Oh, I can't wait. Right, I better get back to my house in Fairyland." But unbeknown to that goblin, that word means that the goblin didn't know what was happening. In Fairyland, there were 3 very lovely fairies who knew of those 3 children. In fact, sometimes when you're not looking, the fairies that are hiding in the bushes and the trees will have a peek and they'll see what you're doing. And you might feel a little flutter, or you might see a leaf shake. You won't see the fairies, but they're still there. Those fairies felt a strange wind in Fairyland. "Listen," they said. "Listen, I can feel something. I can feel magic. Something's going on." And suddenly they saw this money fluttering through the sky. "Someone's up to no good," they thought. "Let's follow the money and see where it goes." And of course, where did that money land? Right on the doorstep of Wapiti the goblin. "Oh, I bet that goblin's up to no good," said the fairies. "Let's do our own magic. Money, money, as fast as you can, go back to who belongs to you, and we will follow and see who it is. Who are your owners? Off with you now. Fly, 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 fly." And suddenly the money began to fly up into the sky, and off it went as fast as ever. Those fairies had to fly very fast to keep up with it. But where do you think that money began to slow and stop? Right above those children's heads, just before they were about to get home. The children couldn't believe it. Down fluttered their $10 just before their feet. "How did that get there?" they said. "I can't believe it. It's our money. How did it come back to us?" "I don't know," said Jim, "but let's go to the fair." And off they ran. And you know what? Those 3 children never did quite figure out how their money came all the way back. But you know, don't you? I hope you enjoyed the special story, and thank you so much for helping me finish all my mathematics. I wouldn't have got it done. I'll see you again soon. Bye everybody. Bye.